But then, not to justify,
Right.
but then there are some hereditary
Yes.
unhealthy things
Mm-hmm.
and that deal with our weight,
Yep.
But what would you say to that person that's gaining unhealthy weight, knows that they need a lifestyle change,
Yeah.
a lifestyle habit? It
Mm-hmm.
needs to change. But even with all of that, they have no ambition to
Mm.
put the desire into action. What would you speak to them?
So this is a really good question. My younger cousin, I think she's about 26.
Mm-hmm.
She just reached out to me 2 days ago, and I think she's probably the biggest size that she's ever been in her life. And she's feeling like she has two children. She has twins.
Oh,
um,
bless her heart.
yeah, so I mean, it's been tough for her just trying to find time.
Right.
Thankfully, I mean, her and the children's father still together, and so she has
Great.
opportunities to be able to, take an hour out of the day for herself if she needs to.
Mm-hmm.
So she reached out to me, and she pretty much met this same exact situation that you just planned out here. So I
Mm-hmm.
told her, I was like, look, one of the things that I want to tell you is, first off, I'm super proud of you for recognizing, like, this is what I need to do. Like, I need to make a change. And
Right.
I think a lot of us don't stop to even acknowledge that that's a win.
Right.
That's a
Right.
win, knowing and realizing that I need to do something, or I'm just not
Mm-hmm.
gonna change. So that's a beautiful thing in itself. Once you find that out, that's where you now make the change. A lot of people may not have the money, they may not know anyone in person that. I'm sorry.
That's right. I'm
Oh
agreeing.
yeah. They may not
Mm-hmm.
know anybody like in their life personally that can help them get to their goals.
Right.
But because of COVID, there are a lot of instructors that are doing a lot of things virtually, and
True.
they're also free. So online community, I would encourage that person to reach out to somebody that can help keep them committed, somebody that they know can help them to stay on track. And even if it's just one day a week, you kind of work out with them, and then maybe you take
Right.
another day out of your own time and just say, I'm going to walk a mile, right? And make your own set of goals. Um,
Right.
Whatever feels realistic to you, because I mean, I think that healthy looks different on everybody. So
Mm-hmm.
making sure that you make goals that are realistic for you and that are specific to you. Another thing that I think is super important, which may be uncomfortable, but it's helpful, is to
Mm-hmm.
take a photo of yourself in your bra and your underwear, and
Okay.
stand side by side, do side by side shots. So, stand to the side, take a photo, stand to the other side, take a photo. If you
Okay.
can get someone to take your photo that you feel comfortable with, if not, set your phone up like how you set it up to do a selfie or whatever, and take a photo of your
Mm-hmm.
back too. Keep that in your phone. And if you feel unmotivated at any point in time, look at those
Mm.
photos, because I think
Wow.
that sometimes we start, but then
Mm-hmm.
we feel unmotivated. We feel like we're tired. We had a long day. We're just not in the
Right.
mood. But you look at your why, and that keeps you going. That's your
Gotcha.
motivation. If you have to set it as your screenshot, like your screensaver, I mean, as long as you got a password protected phone.
Yeah, you trying to get people in trouble, like, dang,
I'm not
what
sure
are
what
they
it is.
into?
Make sure your phone is password protected first. But whatever helps you, like if you're at home, keep some
Right.
motivating things around your, like, everywhere that you're gonna look. So if you're going into work during COVID, keep some things at your desk that's gonna motivate you and remind you, oh my god, so for lunch, let me just try to get these steps in. Make small investments, like Stacy said, invest in a Fitbit. I believe like they start at $30.
Right.
So you can invest in something simple that'll help track your steps. That'll you can invest in
Mm-hmm.
a free app that'll help you to track what
There you
you're
go.
eating, so that you have
Mm-hmm.
an idea of like what you need to do. So there's a whole lot of free things that you can do, but I would say to that person, start there. Um, try
That's
to
good.
try to definitely do all those things, and then once you have mastered that, take it up a little bit. Take the challenge up a little bit more, and then you'll find that you'll make more progressive steps instead of starting and stopping so much.
I agree, and she's being very humble as far as, there are people out there giving out free classes. Brianna herself on Thursdays, I even started the class because of what she's saying. Sometimes you start, you go stagnant, and then you start.
Yeah.
But one of the freeing things for my mental being was that I read an article that said it's not so much of you sticking to every day. It's the consistency of just being active.
Yep.
So that kind of freed me up because like I would get down on myself. Like I'd be like, oh, I didn't walk today. I didn't do my 2 miles, or I didn't jog. And sometimes that in itself, we could be so critical of our own selves that can become a handicap.
Yeah.
You don't want to discourage yourself. You're doing a great thing. Like Brianna said, the fact that you even want to do it, like stay encouraged.
Yeah.
The fact that you have a desire to say, I need to make this change. Stay encouraged and make sure you're not consuming yourself with being fit, because then that's just unhealthy.
Right.
You just need to know, listen, for example, personally, I have arthritis in my knees, and to lose weight, it's beneficial. It's beneficial so that I'm not having all this weight on my knees. And then staying active is better for my bones. Right. I don't want to lose the limber, like you were saying, Brianna, the limberness or the fluidity of just movement in my knees. I want to stay as much as possible active until I'm able to get with a doctor that feels maybe surgery is necessary or whatever is best for me. But in the meantime, I'm not going to just stay not being active, because that's just going to make things worse.
Right, yeah.
So listen, connect with Brianna at She's Naturally Bree and see the classes that she's offering right now for free.
Yeah.
And it's just a blessing that you can take part in what many people are, again, wanting to do, but they think, I don't have the resources to do this, but it's for free right now. Connect. She's just, again, Bree, you're doing an awesome job. You're really making a difference. I love how you will give in your time of instruction on Thursday a modification. So to keep someone encouraged, if you're like, well, I too have arthritis and I can't be jumping, I can't be, doing this or that. She gives you modification when she's looking at you, because she is mindful of not only the people there exercising outside with her, but she looks in the camera, because I'm connecting through Zoom. She's in a whole different state. So, hey, listeners, if you're on the West Coast, it don't matter. Connect with her through Zoom. You can be right there with her, and she can look at you and say, okay, looks like, this is not going too good for you. Hey, why don't you do it this way? She's just very mindful, and that in itself is also encouraging. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, for other excuses that, sometimes we can talk about one with another, especially as ladies. And I'm sure men probably have this issue too, but when it comes to facial care, sometimes when we're working out, okay, if you have hair, okay, especially if you're natural, a lot of your product will tend to run right into your face and clog your pores. So what would you suggest, Brianna? Would you suggest someone wearing a headband, or like maybe there are some facial products that you want to plug right now that would be very helpful to someone that's like, I ain't doing that because I got a clear, vibrant skin.
Yep. All right, cool. So I came prepared for this question because I feel like this is a big deal for a lot of people. So 3 things that I think personally, so right now I have locks. The reason why I decided to do that is because my lifestyle is just, I was getting protective hairstyles all the time, and it was just becoming too costly for me. I also did not feel like doing my hair all the time. So,
because she can, y'all. She can do her own hair. Go ahead, though.
It was just a lot. It was a lot. So that's one right there. If you're tired of doing your hair, and locks, I think sometimes people get a bad impression of locks. I think there's a bad stereotype that goes with locks. I won't go into it, but locks definitely is one option. Another option, I think, well, I'll start here. I think that it depends on two things. Obviously, your hair type, and then it depends on your type of exercise you're going to do. So if you have more of like a coarser texture, then I obviously think that protective styling, such as like twists or braids, will probably be helpful.
Gotcha.
If you are, maybe you do braid outs at night, maybe you do twist outs and you have to get up and go to work the next day and you do a morning workout, I would suggest wearing like a headband for sure, because that's going to capture all of the sweat. It's also going to stop any product from running onto your face, to keep all of that out of your face. And as far as like if you want to worry about like your skin, period, with working out, when you're sweating, it's a way for toxins to leave the body. So when you're after you work out, immediately, if you want to keep some wet wipes with you, you could do that until you are able to get home and wash your face.
That's good.
Definitely do that. I recommend that for anybody. I don't care what type of skin type you have, but immediately wipe your face afterwards, because you just sweat out all those toxins anyway. So you don't want to keep that on your face. Maybe you got to go run errands or do something else. So keeping wet wipes on you definitely is helpful. I think that if you're looking at the type of exercise, like if you're going to ride your bike, obviously you probably don't, or you're going to do like something that's high intensity. You don't want to have hair on your neck. So you tie it up, put it into a bun. If you have, again, I'm sticking with the coarser texture here. I'll talk about another type of texture here in a bit, but you have a wrap, which most people who have coarse texture know what that means. You want to wrap it up. You can use a scarf as well. And then use like, I don't know, make it fun. Like use like a colorful hair tie or a hair scarf while you're working out. And then before you go to wherever you have to go, before you start to mess with it. So keep your blow dryer on like a warmer, cool setting before you unwrap your hair and get ready to go to work or do whatever you need to do. If you're doing something like stretching or Pilates or anything like that, you probably don't have to worry so much, because you're not really going to be sweating and exerting so much energy. I hope that I'm answering questions about the face.
Yeah.
Also, like, if you're into protective styles, braids are good. Those are really, really simple. I'm trying to think of something else. Also, I also encourage you to see like a professional stylist at least once every month or once every 2 months, whatever, your pocket change is looking like. Definitely see that, because that's going to help you keep up on the maintenance of your hair. And then if you're concerned about your skin or you start to see any adverse effects after working out, if you have the coins, go see an esthetician just once. Usually your first time you get an amazing deal, so you can go see them and they'll say, oh, it's your first time, we'll give 50% off, or you pay this amount and you don't have to worry about it. But in that session, prepare to ask them a bunch of questions. Like take advantage of it because that'll help you figure out what you need to do if you can't afford to go see them often.
I love it.
Yeah, so I think
it's like you touched on both the hair care aspect as well as the facial care, because you were talking about protective styles, because some of us melanated friends, you're right, we pay a lot of money, not to say that our other family and friends don't, but we will be like, no, I gotta hang on to this hairstyle that I paid for, and I'm not working out, and that's been my experience recently, where I was like planning my workout for the month. I was like, okay, I got to get it in these 3 weeks because I'm going to get my hair done this 4th week and I won't work out at all. And then I'll watch that because, the only time I press my hair out is when I get a trim, a treatment. But other than that, I just wear my hair naturally. So it kind of gives a different like diversity within the hairstyle. I can